Ui, melhorou. Very good. Vamos começar. Vamos lá, Thiaguinho, deixe magra. Use o Photoshop de vídeo e me ajude. Hello, sobrinhos e sobrinhas fofurinhas da titia. Welcome to 2018. Esse é o nosso primeiro vídeo sendo gravado em 2018 e eu tô super feliz de voltar às gravações, de poder compartilhar novamente novos momentos, um novo ano. E é lógico que a gente não pode começar o ano sem falar de uma coisa que é muito, muito importante, que é sem falar de procrastinação, aquele ano que vira, aquelas promessas que você faz e de repente, quando vê, já passou mais um ano e você não simplesmente parou no tempo, não realizou aquelas coisas que você gostaria no ano passado. Então esse ano é o seu ano e nós vamos falar de procrastinação. Mas lógico que é para parar de procrastinar, eu vou fazer esse vídeo in English para você aproveitar e praticar o seu listening. Antes de mais nada, dá uma passadinha lá no site www.tiadoinglês.com.br. Eu espero a sua visita por lá para você conhecer os nossos cursos online e dar uma olhadinha nos posts super legais que tem por lá.
Now prepare and start listening.
Well, first of all, what I have to say about procrastination is know as a fact that all of us, me, you, your mother, your father, your sister, we're all procrastinators. We are always putting things to the other day and then not today, tomorrow, maybe next month. And this is a very normal thing. We're always waiting and postponing, but I know that deep inside there's a lot of self-sabotage going on. So you have to be very careful, because if you give in to procrastination all the time, what will happen in the end is you will end up not making your dreams come true. And what we want is to make our dreams come true, to achieve our goals, right? So I'm here with you and I'm gonna help you with the strategies I use to skip procrastination and get the job done. Okay? First of all, you have to accept procrastination as a fact. That's the first one ingredient. If you face it, if you know your limitations, then you'll have a chance, you'll stand a chance to change this. Okay? So this is my tip number one. Accept as a fact that you are a procrastinator just like me. The second thing that you have to know about procrastination is that if you set too high a goal, if you make a goal like, let me give you an example. Let's imagine I set a goal for me to lose weight and start working out, and my goal is to wake up tomorrow at 4 o'clock and start exercising, right? Well, I need a lot of sleep, and maybe for the first day and the second day I'll be up and about and happy and motivated to do it. But probably on the third day or fourth day, or maybe if I'm very lucky, the first week, the end of the first week, I'm gonna start being demotivated and my dreams will just stop right there and I'll start procrastinating all over again, right? So if I set too high the bar, what happens is I will always have this sense of failure. It's like too much. It's too big of a change. That's what I mean. You know, you normally wake up at 6:30 or at 7 o'clock, and now you're gonna wake up like 2 hours before just for exercising. And the same goes for English. Let's imagine you're going to set a goal for waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and getting down to business, meaning I'm gonna sit down and study some grammar, do my listening exercises. If this doesn't fit your routine, if you have to make a very big change, then probably you'll be motivated for just the first 2 or 3 days, and then your dreams will fall through again. Right? So that's not what we want. So the second thing, and the second tip I give you is, please set smaller goals. Start little by little. And every time, whenever you have a successful experience, for example, instead of waking up tomorrow at 4:30, I'm gonna wake up like half an hour before. Half an hour is not that much. It's an achievable goal. And if I can do it for like a week, next week I'll feel like, yes, I can do it. And maybe I can start waking up an hour earlier. So That's what I mean by setting it and doing it baby steps. So you're always going to have this the sensation that you can achieve things, that you're going to have success. So don't set the bar too high, right? My third tip to you is make deadlines. Even if they're not real, it's not like, for example, when you're at work and you know you have a date to hand in some report or some sheets that you have to write or some emails that you have to stop procrastinating because you have a deadline. Normally you get down to business and you do it. But when you don't have a deadline, it makes it a little bit more difficult for you to really sit down and start doing what you have to do, especially if it's something unpleasant that you're not really into, right? So making a deadline, even if it's not a real deadline, but you have to sit down and say, I'll have to read and respond to these 400 emails by I don't know, next week or by next Friday. So if you set a goal and time, maybe it's going to be easier for you to reach that deadline, okay? Even if it's just an agreement between you and the other you yourself, who's just, making pressure for things to work. My fifth tip is writing down. I know it seems like a very simple thing and maybe a silly strategy, but writing down things makes things more realistic. It's like taking out your thoughts out of your mind and putting them on paper, and then you're going to look at that paper and then you're going to start programming yourself and organizing yourself to make that happen. So I think that that's a very important tip. I always write down my goals, I write down my to-do list, and this is how I get organized and get the job done. And the most important thing is, I think this would be my last tip and one of the most important ones, really. It seems like a silly thing again, but it's not silly. Your brain really learns with that. It's not forgetting to reward yourself every time you achieve something. So let's imagine you want to lose like 6 kilos, or you want to learn 200 verbs, and every time you learn like 100 or a half of that, or maybe 50 verbs, reward yourself, give yourself, I don't know, treat yourself with some chocolate, or go out for a drink with friends, or whatever it is that you make it as a reward, that you say, oh, I deserve this, I congratulate myself because I really did my job, I sat down, it was uncomfortable, but I did it. So remember, because your brain is going to keep that memory as like, I can do this, and it's going to feel more, it's going to motivate you to continue on your path and to get down to business and make your dreams come true. So if your dream is achieving fluency, remember, you have to insert English in your lifestyle. You have to listen to a lot more English, you have to watch videos, you have to watch a lot of videos in English too, you have to listen, to read. So plan this and stop procrastinating your fluency. By the way, if you want to practice your fluency with me on a very, very nice weekend, we're going to have another immersion in March to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of March in Águas de Lindóia. So if you want more information, I'll leave you my contacts here. So I'll be waiting for your email. See you next video. Bye bye.